Hey, Cooter!
Joe!
Check this out. There's anywhere but here, man, on this here podcast.
Oh, I like me some podcasts, man.
What y'all talking about?
We're talking about anywhere but here.
What's anywhere but here? Anywhere but here in Mississippi?
No, man, anywhere but here over in England.
Hey, we ain't in England.
I know, but that's where the England's from.
What?
Hey, Cletus, remember when we went and saw that movie about the wars in the stars and they had like lightsabers and stuff like that? Well, these people here talk about things we like.
Really?
I guarantee.
Well, hot diggity damn. What we waiting for?
Anywhere but here podcast.
Hello and welcome to Anywhere But Here this week, episode 44. I'm Tom.
I'm Ant, and I'm trying not to smile like an idiot this week.
We'll try not to be doing all these things. We have a website.
We do.
It's www.abhpod.com, where you can go and download and stream and also subscribe to
Click
our...
all the buttons on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Because we're opposite. That's my left hand, but it's on the right-hand side.
Yes, you can see that on the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/
ABH Podcast.
Yes.
I was like, whoa, where are you going?
But also on our website, abhpod.com, there is an Amazon link at the very top, and I have been on Facebook trying to get all my... I also text most of my family
to go and
use the Amazon link for your Christmas shopping.
Yes, and
because...
I've been instructed not to go and check that now.
Oh yeah, because I've made a purchase on there, and you might be able to work out what it is.
If I go and look,
If you go and look,
I think I can go and look and I can see how many things have been brought, but not specifics.
Oh right, well you can do the vague search.
But I don't know if I want to risk it. It's just an extra temptation actually being there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to buy this thing for myself as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Yes, we also we tend to talk to people on social networks as well.
Yeah, stuff like Twitter, where you can find us at ABH Pod.
You can indeed.
As a collective or individually, I'm Hey It's Ant.
And I'm at Hey It's Me Tom.
Yes.
We also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/ABHpod as well, where we talk and post stuff and have other people post things as well.
We do. And, if you have listened or watched, in fact, then... if you like it, or if you don't like it, leave some comments in the respective locations.
Yeah.
YouTube or iTunes. Just let us know what you think. And subscribe to them.
Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to, leave nice or constructive feedback.
Yes.
No trolling, please.
No, we don't like that.
But yeah, so that's all good. And likes and shares and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
and,
just definitely share us with your friends.
All that stuff.
Give them ABH Pod for Christmas.
Yeah. Subscribe a friend to ABH Pod for Christmas. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, wait until they've left their phone or something and just go and download it.
I think you should. There's 44 episodes now that they can spend hours of their life catching up on.
Yeah,
About the best part of 60 hours, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I suppose with all the extra 10, 15 minutes added up, that is a lot of hours.
It is. We've done this for that many hours.
Yeah.
We're going to have to add them all together and see how many hours we've done.
Yeah.
How many days that would equate to.
Yeah, what was it? We keep talking about the 52nd episode and what we're going to do and blah, blah, blah. And we've got a few people interested.
We do.
And the other person you mentioned earlier, Jake, he gave us an idea of what we could do.
He did.
If you remember.
Yes.
Which was we've been going longer than...
Yeah, like how many TV series we've outlasted.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that means like time-wise.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Where you've just said near on 60 hours, if we find out how many hours we have actually done.
Yeah.
And then have a look, even something that's been going for 2 or 3 years, but they're only like 20, 28-minute episodes.
Yeah.
Add up all that time and see if we've been going longer than them.
Like, technically, we've probably been going longer than we are alive. Because they're only 19 minutes.
Yeah, they're very short. Very true. Very true. You all caught up
But
with
it depends, but no, I've just started.
You've just started?
Literally this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Good stuff.
But yeah, I think quality over quantity though sometimes.
yeah, they're a lot better than we are. Very good writing as well.
But we've got a couple of people interested in the Google Hangout idea.
Yes.
For the 52nd episode, so we've got some people lined up.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it because I think the best idea for that would be like just have them on for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I suppose, just so.
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do it. I was thinking maybe we should have some sort of game.
Where
or
people,
something like
yeah,
that.
maybe we could do it. It depends how many people are tuned in live. That's the thing. We can't.
Yeah. Well, we can still make it interesting, even if it is just the two of us one or two of Nerd Church or Scott from Stinking Paws. I'm sure there will be. We could come up with something. Yeah. We're going to have to come up with something now. People are involved.
Yeah. What was the date on that? Did we have a date? Would we do it on our usual?
It was
Sunday?
The last week in January.
Last week in January, so it would be our usual Sunday.
Yeah, unless, of course, because we're doing it for the Americans, we do it on a Saturday night.
Possibly.
Because then they'd have to be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning where they are.
Yeah, well, no, not when I say usual Sunday, I mean like, but Sunday afternoon.
Oh, right,
Sunday morning.
Yeah,
but yeah, it'd be either the 25th or the 26th of January.
So, those are the dates.
Well, I mean, bearing in, that's as if we get our hosting. Yes. Otherwise, there'd be nowhere to put the podcast. Although you'd be able to watch it live, but that would be the last one.
Yeah,
if we don't get our hosting sorted.
We'll go out with a bang.
Go out with a live show. It's been beautiful. Bye-bye.
Yeah. We don't want that to happen, though.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So it is imperative that you get onto abhpod.com and go through the Amazon banner.
Yeah, I mean, actually, to be fair, it's a bit late now because it takes 3 months for the money to get to us. So. But, if the money's there, at least we can spend our own money and then reimburse ourselves with the money when it eventually gets here.
So,
please get on that for us.
It would be nice if we didn't have to spend too much of our own money.
Too much more.
Yeah.
But, if we do, we do. Fuck it.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's only money.
Yeah. And it's all good because I've been working every hour available at the moment, so I shall have some money in the new year, which will be nice.
I'm doing a 12-hour next Saturday. Stock take.
Oh, I hated stock takes.
I thought, I'll go into fucking manufacturing. There'll be no stock take there. Yes, there is. You've got to count fucking material and screws and...
Nice.
Oh, well.
I haven't done stock take since I was at TJ Hughes.
No. TJ Hughes,
Yeah.
Yeah, that got great this weekend, didn't it?
What happened there?
What happened this weekend?
Yeah.
Peter Andre was in there.
Oh.
It's a big empty shop now. It was an old department store, for those who don't know. But the unit's been empty for a good 2-3 years now since it shut down.
It's been a while.
But Peter Andre has got his... Peter Andre, if you don't know who he is, where have you been?
Yeah.
He's like an Australian... He
was a
songs.
pop star.
Yeah,
back in the early 90s. He did Mysterious Girl, and...
Then he went on a reality show and met a glamour model who's very famous called Katie Price.
That's right.
Also known as Jordan.
Yeah.
And then they got married, and then they had a reality show together about their lives, and then they've split up.
And now they both have competing reality shows on the same channel.
Pretty much, yeah. But he's a nice bloke.
He comes across quite
He's
nice,
a really nice, down-to-earth bloke, I think. But, he's got a couple of perfumes out, and then he was in a store promoting it and signing it at TJ Hughes, and people were queuing up from like 6 in the morning, and he wasn't there till 11:30. But he got there half an hour early.
Oh, well.
But yeah, the thing is, it was he was promoting the perfume, but in collaboration with a fragrance shop.
Oh, right.
So to get your perfumes, to get a signature, you had to have the perfume.
Right.
But you also had to have a receipt to prove that you purchased it from that particular shop.
Oh, my God.
I know.
That sounds a bit much.
Yeah. So you had to buy it from that shop, and then you had to take it along with a receipt to get it signed. But apparently he was really nice, and he saw everyone. And
who do you know that went down there?
Sam Lambert.
Oh, right.
But she's not anymore.
No, she's Sam Houston.
Yeah. But she went. She was one of the ones that was there at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. But yeah, it's all it's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't understand it.
No.
Like,
even Liz, who does like Peter Andre, who watches the show, I don't think she does anymore.
Has done in the past.
Yeah. Even she wasn't interested in going down there. Because why? Why would you?
Because I saw your cousin, John,
put on
post
Facebook,
something about lots more women in town today. Wonder what that's got to do with anything.
If that's got anything to do with him.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. I'm sure John wasn't opposed to there being loads of women in town.
No, I'm sure he wasn't.
Not saying anything about
Nothing.
him. But that happened. That happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that happened yesterday? Saturday. What happened yesterday? Anything on telly last night?
Oh, there was a thing.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of adverts for something.
Yeah, loads of Twitter things and Facebook things.
Yeah, it was the Day of the Doctor.
Yeah, I didn't want to...
Sorry.
Don't sound too happy.
I don't know. People who listen to this know that I'm not a Doctor Who fan.
You don't,
I'm
but you're not opposed to it either.
No,
You're not one of these people
and
who would get in an argument and shout over it and put it out on the internet.
Well, I wanted to mention something about that. Yeah, but no, the adverts almost made me want to watch it, but I thought no, I can't. So we went out to Blue Water last night.
Oh, you actually had to physically take yourself away from the TV. Jesus.
No, we were going to go.
But and people that know I am watching Doctor Who and I'm trying to catch up, and unfortunately I didn't catch up by last night, so I didn't get the chance to.
How many more episodes do you have to go?
A third episode of the first Matt Smith
one.
run. So
how many
I've got
series was he in? I thought he was
3.
Was he? Oh,
yeah.
bloody hell.
He was in 3, so I've got another 2 and most of another this season to catch up. Which I'm saying season, fuck's sake.
I know.
But so I was like, I want to watch it. I really wanted to go to the cinema to watch it in 3D, and apparently it was great. It looked great in 3D.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spoil the run up.
No, that's
I don't
right.
want to know anything about it.
You want to see it as you've seen it chronologically.
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to watch it, and then I want to watch the Day of the
beforehand.
Doctor when I'm supposed to watch the Day of the Doctor.
Yeah, not before. So no spoilers to ABH
Please,
Pod.
please. I think those of you who do watch Doctor Who would understand.
Yeah.
Those of you who don't watch Doctor Who and hate it and watched it and know what happened, please fuck off. Don't spoil it. I'm not a Whovian by any stretch of the imagination.
Should I be fielding comments?
I'll
text you to make sure it's.
You until I've caught up, you fucking take control of Twitter and Facebook, and I will just ignore it because it's. I am loving it, and I instantly liked Matt Smith.
Yeah,
I took an instant like to him, which might surprise some people.
Most people don't seem to have that reaction, do they?
Yeah, David Tennant, he was 3 seasons, and I think by the 3rd season I was warming to him.
Yeah. See, that's where I stopped watching because I didn't like David Tennant. I liked Christopher Eccleston because I think
I still maintain he is still my favourite.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just really liked him.
No, me neither.
I really do like David Tennant now. Like by the end of the 3rd season, I thought it was fantastic, especially in the last episode.
I've seen him in other things now as well.
Did you watch The Escape Artist?
Yes,
that was quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was,
and he was really good.
Yeah. He
was very, very good in that. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. I think the ending was a bit.
Yeah, I'd have left the guy to die
in the burning building.
Yeah, without a doubt. There would have been no evidence because it would have all burnt down.
Would there? No, yeah.
It was very clever though, the ending.
Oh yeah, I thought it was very clever, and I was going, wank. I was like really into it, but I thought it was a bit of a cough out. I think, but I did really enjoy The Escape Artist, and that was one of the things that did make me warm to Tennant more because I was like, oh, he's not actually annoying. No. That is actually a character. Yeah. Being that eccentric.
Yeah. You kind of think.
Oh, and he actually does have a Scottish accent.
Oh, I knew he was Scottish.
Yeah, no, I knew he was Scottish, but from watching Doctor Who and I thought his English accent was really good.
Oh, is he English in Doctor Who?
Yeah, he's English in Doctor Who. So
see, that's
I assumed he was just one of these Scottish people who was educated in England, or he's taught himself not to have the Scottish accent for acting.
No, he's a genuine Scot.
Shakespearean actor, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done Hamlet.
So that would be why he's good at the accents. But I was like, oh, he actually does have a Scottish accent. Why is it weird to me that he's speaking in his native accent?
It is a bit strange. They're saying that we watched. There was a celebrity version of Pointless on last night as well, and it was all to do with Doctor Who. And they had Sylvester McCoy on there.
Oh, really?
Who is my Doctor? Really.
Oh, okay.
He was the Doctor I grew up watching. Yeah. Some would say the worst Doctor.
But
he's my Doctor.
He's your Doctor.
And he's now Radagast the Brown in The Hobbit as well, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, fuck the names in The Hobbit. Yeah, fuck names in Hobbit. There's no way.
We'll be getting onto The Hobbit in a little while, I think.
Yeah, we were discussing it and we said, no, we're going to stop.
Yeah. But, that whole thing about people getting really het up and arguing about Doctor Who.
Oh, yes.
Our friends over in America, the Drunk Geek Cast guys, Jesus, did you listen to that episode? I've never heard anyone get more riled up about anything.
No, it was great.
Life.
I think the episode was fantastic. Yeah. And there was a lot of, I did laugh out loud, but I don't know if it's because I'm a Doctor Who fan, but a lot of parts of it made me really angry.
Yeah, I know, me too. Like my biggest thing was, and don't take this. This isn't
This is us joining in on the argument.
Yeah. But no one takes into account the first 40 odd years of Doctor Who history when they talk about Doctor Who, and I know that's because the Americans have only really got Chris Eccleston through to nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that do go back and watch the old ones.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, like the Nerd Church, I started listening to the Nerd Church episode last night. And they did say no spoilers, so I'm happy. And Miles is further behind than me, I believe.
Yeah.
Because he's just started watching the Catherine Tate. Oh, fuck her. I really did not like Donna Noble.
No one in Britain likes Catherine Tate.
The thing is, this is my point. Like, Americans seem to like Catherine Tate. They like Donna Noble.
But I bet they never got the Catherine Tate show, did they?
They don't know that the Donna Noble character is the Catherine Tate character. That is all she does.
Yeah, that's literally
she's
entire
fine
range.
when she's being serious. She's fine. But when she starts getting angry and Doctor, it's just like fuck off. I hate that. I really don't like that. I struggled with that series. Anyway,
yeah, I can imagine.
But what were we saying? Yeah, the Nerd Church, they were saying like they did used to watch the Doctor Who. They'd stay up late at night with their dads and watch it, or
like
they'd stay late up. Like the old Doctors.
Like Anthony Davidson and
and Iris said
I'm sure Ira will go back a little bit further.
It's like the most famous, the fourth Doctor.
Tom
Baker. Like that's Ira's Doctor. So like, you know, there are those Americans who do know.
Yeah.
I suppose it's the adult Americans, the older generation Americans. Not like the drunk geek cast who I think they're like early 20s.
They're about our age, aren't they?
Early to mid-20s, I think. But yeah, like, obviously, so we don't really know the older ones. But yeah, so
like
there are some people
my doctor was Sylvester McCoy. He was during the 80s and the early 90s.
Yeah, and I think he was the one... Nobody knows this episode. And I saw it because I was at my friend's house who was a Doctor Who fan. He used to watch the old Doctor Who's. He had the movies. There was a Children in Need where they'd done a Doctor Who / EastEnders special.
Yes.
And it was in 3D.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
I have a vague recollection
There were
of
Daleks in Albert Square.
Yeah, I remember something about it. Yes.
Yeah. And maybe people do know it, but people just don't talk about it.
It rings a vague bell. I'd have to try and search it out.
That was my first Doctor Who experience. That's why I remember that. That's the first time I really saw the Daleks.
Yeah. I used to be terrified of the Cybermen. The Cybermen were the ones.
I don't think any of it ever really scared me.
Back in the Sylvester McCoy days, the Daleks still could... No. At one point during the Sylvester McCoy run, Daleks became able to go upstairs, and that's when they got terrifying. Because up until then, you just went upstairs.
I still don't like that.
No, it's a bit shit, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like the flying Daleks.
No. But the Cybermen were the ones that really got me. I think it's because they were kind of humanoid-ish, but completely unstoppable. Yeah. Yeah. And they had really kind of terrifying voices.
But yeah. I don't
but that was another thing. Like, you know, some people get scared by some of the stuff in Doctor Who. Some people aren't bothered by it. But
yeah, I don't think I ever was. I think I was just past that age. Like I was maybe, I don't know, like 12 or 13. And by then there was a lot scarier monsters than the Daleks. And I was reading Goosebumps. So,
yes, that's true. Goosebumps were terrifying.
Yes, yeah.
I used to have loads of them. I wonder if I've still got them.
That used to be my library trip every week. I'd go and get like 3 or 4 Goosebumps books.
Because they were really cheap and affordable as well, weren't they? They seemed to be. Anyway.
Well, no, I used to go to the library, so I didn't used to pay for them.
Oh, I see. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, what ones do I remember? Like the Scarecrow Walks at Midnight was a good one. I didn't like that. Anyway, we're not on about that.
But the one maybe we should do one about Goosebumps at some point. That would be quite cool.
Actually, have to read them again as well.
Yeah,
quite quick read.
I'll see if my mum's still got them.
We'll use that as a segue again in a minute. But reading. We'll use that as a segue again in a minute.
Yeah.
But I was going to say the only thing, like I think the first thing that put me on attack mode when I was listening to the Drunk Geek Doctor Who episode.
Yeah.
And when I say put me on attack mode, it put me on the mood like the you're just about to insult something that I actually quite enjoy. The first thing that got me, I can't remember which one it was. One of them said, I like my sci-fi and fantasy to be separate.
So you don't like Star Wars then?
Thank you very fucking much.
That was my first instinct as well.
I had that one. What?
That's
right.
But sci-fi is fantasy.
In a sense, yeah.
Because it's a fantastical, like it's an exponential.
So fantasy can be separate, but sci-fi technically should always be fantasy.
Well, yeah, because it's not Well, no, because you can have modern sci-fi, like, say, stuff where it uses technology which is like now, but we're not talking about flying through space or whatever.
No,
I mean,
suppose.
effectively, Frankenstein is sci-fi.
I suppose, but it's also fantasy because it's monsters.
Yeah. I think they're interchangeable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Or you can't
and like
have...
we say, this isn't a criticism.
No, not
of
at
anything
all,
you
no.
said. This is just us weighing in on the argument.
Yeah, because
I know you can't argue back.
No,
now,
but also...
and it's unfair of us to do it, I suppose.
I kind of wanted this on Twitter as well, but, like, it's taken a while for anyone to reply to anything I've said.
But but like we say, we did really enjoy that episode, and it was fucking funny, and there were
like
some very, very good points raised.
Yeah, there were. Yeah, totally. But I think the point, it's supposed to look a bit rubbish.
Doctor Who, yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to. It's because it had
budget.
a limited budget, even in
And I know
even now.
one of their arguments is, but they're making so much money off of DVDs and blah blah blah. But the thing that I don't think they understood, because from what they were saying, BBC is a government funded.
That's right.
Like, they don't get advertising fees, and I think all DVD sales and stuff probably go straight to the BBC for other projects.
But the thing,
not just
this is
Doctor
the thing.
Who.
It would be like the licensing fee, isn't it? Like the licensing
TV
fee
license
goes
pays
to
for it.
the BBC, which isn't just television. It's radio.
Yeah.
It's online. It's everything.
It's not the orchestra.
Yeah, the Philharmonic.
Yeah, it goes to everything. So all that money, I think, from the Doctor Who DVD sales and stuff gets distributed to all BBC projects, not just Doctor Who. And then they have a big budget that they have to divide.
And they also...
And I know they should spend more money on Doctor Who because it is such a great... it brings in so much money, but it brings in all this money without
They've
the
got
effects.
other shows that are even more popular. I mean, EastEnders, although it is a soap opera and
it is still shit.
dire...
Yeah.
Even though my connection to it.
Yeah. It was good then.
Yeah. But but it's way more, I would say that's probably more popular than Doctor Who in this country.
There's a lot more people watch that.
Yeah. So they've got to spend money on that. They've also got to come up with new programs like that one that we met. It's The Escape Artist, although it was only a 3-parter.
Yeah. But it was a huge...
Yeah, it was massive, and I'd imagine it had a fairly big budget as well. It looked pretty slick. And they've got stuff like Ripper Street as well, which isn't too bad. I quite like that
They've got a lot of things, and you've got to think they've got... How many channels do they have on TV?
Well, there's 4, isn't there? There's BBC 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then you've got...
There's BBC News.
But you've also got to fund all those nature documentaries as well.
Fucking right.
And they're not
that's
cheap.
Expensive.
So,
but then, like you say, you've got at least 4, maybe 5, because you've got BBC News 24.
That's true.
So you've got 5 TV channels.
Yeah. You've also got BBC
like
Parliament.
10 radio channels.
Yeah.
All broadcasting 24 hours a day. Mm-hmm. They all have to be staffed. They all have to have writers.
Yeah.
It's...
Technicians, the lot,
There's a lot to be paid for.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it was Doctor Who getting the profits solely of Doctor Who, which we don't believe, I don't know.
I don't believe it would
I wouldn't believe it would go straight to Doctor Who. Then yes, Doctor Who would look infinitely better than it does. But if you go back and watch anything from like the 1960s, you can see how much it's progressed. And it doesn't look seamless, but
it does look shit. I watch it and I find it difficult, but I do think it is a lot more. I think it was Cara said, it's the stories.
Yeah, at least the scenery doesn't wobble anymore, though.
No, that's very true. That's very true. But yeah, it is. It does look ridiculous, but it is about the stories, and it is one of those things you need. The first few Doctor Who episodes I watched, they were in the David Tennant run. Yeah, it was with Rose and Mickey, so it was quite early. It was the second series. Mm-hmm. Were the first couple of episodes I saw. And I think I remember the episode as well. It was one where the TARDIS lands in Cardiff in the rift in time. It's the one I can't remember the name of the monsters. It's one of the long names.
Right.
It's the ones who use human skin as suits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was the episode I was watching. I was just like, "What the fuck is this? It's still shit. I can't watch this." But then when I went back and watched it from the Christopher Eccleston episode, like I said on one of the earlier podcasts, I went, "Oh, now I get it. Yeah, it's supposed to be ridiculous." Yeah. And when you eventually get into it and you've watched 4 or 5 episodes, you're then invested in the stories. And that's when it becomes really good and really enjoyable. Like I say, there's been moments where I've fucking glassy-eyed and almost cried at it. And it's just fucking... I shouldn't. It's ridiculous.
Nah,
especially
but,
the last David Tennant episode.
Apparently so, yeah.
That was just... Oh.
I don't want to go.
Yeah, it's the way he delivers it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go.
I don't think we've got time to do news this week.
Not proper news.
So I'm not going to do it.
Have you got big stories? Or
no,
not?
Well, I do, but I can't be asked because we've got other things
If we
to talk
get
about.
space at the end.
Yeah.
If we're a bit
I
short
mean,
on
big
time.
thing, Monty Python are getting back together. I think it's a good thing, but also might be a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean,
the comedy...
they're not going to be able to get away
brilliant.
with doing Ministry of Silly Walks, are they? Bearing in mind that John Cleese had to have a hip replacement when he was about 30.
Well, they're not going to be able to do it then.
Well, he got a hip replacement when he was 30 or 40 because of the amount of times he did that sketch.
Yeah.
He's
really?
like 74 now.
Jeez.
Like,
I don't think the Nazi March, I don't think they'd get in trouble for that because it's Monty Python.
Yeah.
I think they'd still be able to get away with it.
Probably.
Because it's them.
Yeah.
I do think they're fucking hilarious. I think the sketches, the people who like Monty Python still love the sketches and they probably would love new sketches by them.
Yeah.
But, like, what were we talking about last week? I don't think it would be relevant.
No.
Now, I don't think young people
It would be
get
more
it.
of, it's almost going to be like a jukebox musical, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, where they make these, they do these things around all the old songs, so everyone kind of joins in, and it will be more of a kind of sing along a Python.
So are they getting together for like a tour? It's not.
They're
not writing a new show, TV.
No, they are. They'll be bringing.
I mean, there'll be new jokes.
Yeah, it's just a tour. It's just a big stadium gig in the O2, I believe, during July.
It's an anniversary show, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's literally like 30 years since they last played anywhere, and that was in
That's
Hollywood.
it. It's the 30th anniversary of their last show.
Yeah, that's
Which-
right. Which is kind of
Classic
funny.
Monty Python. It's
Yeah.
funny. It's
But it's 40 years since they played in England.
really.
Yeah, that was at the Hollywood Bowl. They were doing most of their stuff over in America towards
wow.
the end. But there was a thing
I
saying
think it'd be
I think
fantastic
they're calling
still.
it 1 down 5 to go.
Oh, that's quite good. Actually, I think it's quite a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't be able to do Ministry of Silly Walks, I don't think.
No, I think but they're gonna. I think what they'll do the old sketches, but I reckon they'll subvert them in some way. You know, like the Dead Parrot sketch. They'll do it, but they'll do it differently.
Yeah, because I was just thinking with the Dead Parrot, are they going to be able to do it without the audience joining in? Like you said, the old jukebox musical.
Yeah.
But not just for the songs.
No.
For the sketches.
Because they're saying that,
like
most
20,000 people screaming, "This parrot is dead."
And like most people in the audience know the scripts better than they do, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've had the benefit of watching them hundreds of times. I get because they used to mess about with all the sketches on stage anyway when they were doing them back in the 70s and the 80s. Like there was one I remember seeing on I don't know whether it was a documentary about them or whether it was collected works or something.
Right.
My brother's got a big box set
Oh,
of
okay.
theirs. And they were doing the Dead Parrot sketch, and Michael Palin walks into the store and goes, "Oh, I want to return this parrot." And John Cleese says, "Okay." Takes the parrot, gives him some money. Like Michael Palin didn't know that's what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Just took the
But he
and
had
that
to
was
go
the
with
sketch over. So it was
That's
like,
amazing.
Okay, and walked off.
Which is brilliant. That's great.
So I think it'll be a lot of stuff like that. I think it'll be that rather than doing the sketches,
Yeah, but I think that like now, because they're not touring very much and it'd be like I think people would be pissed off if they did that with the Dead
Maybe.
Parrot sketch.
I don't know.
One thing actually in the last couple of weeks, and I regret never ever going to see it because I think it's finished now. I actually listened to the Spamalot soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I went to see that a few years back,
Yeah.
and it was
It's
Sanjeev
finished now, isn't it?
Bhaskar was King Arthur, of the Kumars.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
Finished now.
Because
isn't
I'm
it,
King
Spamalot?
Arthur in it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because they've got. I was up in that area of London last year.
Yeah.
For something or other, meeting people and stuff. And I think the theatre that it was in has now got Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Yeah, I think I heard that actually.
So I don't know whether it's moved to a different theatre or not, but yeah.
But yeah, that was. But yeah, I listened to the soundtrack because I think it was last. It must have been last week actually. or the week before, after recording the podcast, because it was on a Sunday, so it was the musical show on Radio 2, which I sometimes listen to.
Yeah. Leslie
and
Garrett.
they were playing the song that goes like this.
Oh, right.
Which is, and like there was me, Liz, and Chloe. Like Chloe's 6-year-old was laughing at it. Like
this is it. I mean, their kind of brand of comedy kind of it relates to anyone with a stupid sense of humour.
Yeah. And the song that goes like this is very reminiscent of the montage scene in fucking because it's like in Team America, it's like every film has a montage.
Yeah.
Like so you got to have a montage, and obviously
the song that goes like
the song that goes like this is the ballad, like the big ballad, like.
Yeah.
But it is brilliant. And when they go for the second key change and they go, oh, fucking hell. It's just like, that's amazing. If you haven't listened to the Spamalot soundtrack, you really should. And if you have the opportunity to see it, if it's playing anywhere, I would imagine.
Yes, yeah, I'd imagine they'll probably do touring.
She went to see the other one that I wanted to see.
Avenue Q?
Yes.
Yeah,
I really
I've seen
wanted
that
to see
2 or
that.
3 times now.
Yeah,
that
I
was
really
fucking
wanted to see
brilliant.
that.
That really
that's
was brilliant.
finished now.
Yeah, that's not even playing. No, that was really good. I wonder if they've got a DVD of it. They must have a DVD
There's
of
got
like
to be
a recording.
They don't generally have DVDs
no, I
of
know.
musicals.
I think that warrants it though.
Yeah. But yeah, they usually have soundtracks. Like there's an Avenue Q soundtrack.
Yeah.
There's a Spamalot soundtrack. They
The
don't
Avenue
generally.
Q soundtrack is really good.
Not even Wicked doesn't have a DVD. They have a soundtrack, but they don't have a DVD.
Oh, right.
There's a film they're working on.
Okay.
That's been working on for fucking years and years and years. And I kind of want it so I can watch it like whenever I want.
See, that's one I feel that I need to go and see.
You do. I've seen it
Yeah.
twice. You do need to go and see it. It's very, very, very good. I don't know. You were talking about Goosebumps earlier anyway.
Yeah, books in general, really, because that was going to lead us on to the books that we've read recently, or have stuff.
I don't know where we were. It was kind of an idea, and we started having a conversation. We're like, oh, we should.
And then
take
we
this to the
stopped because
podcast.
basically,
and now
what's
I'm worried
happened,
that we're not going to be.
I've come down here a little bit earlier than usual because we are going to see the newest Hunger Games
Catching Fire
film later on. We're all going to pop over to Rochester and watch that because it's exciting.
Yeah. And no, it's not our girlfriends that are fans.
No, it's me and Ant.
And we're not fans of Jennifer Lawrence. Well, not just Jennifer Lawrence. We actually read the books.
Yeah.
And really liked the books because we were saying that like probably the quickest series of books we've ever read.
Oh, certainly, yeah. I think I got through all 3 books in less than a month and a half.
Yeah, I think mine was.
Within 5 or 6 weeks, I reckon.
And mine might have been a bit longer because, like I was saying to you earlier, I read at work, so like in 20-minute spats on my breaks. Like 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And it's usually only on a certain shift, so it's every other week.
Yeah.
So,
but
the Hunger Games, I was reading at every chance I could because it's an easy read.
They are easy.
And
to
they're
read.
quick. They keep you going. The action and stuff is quick. I suppose there's bits where you're kind of going through description, but it's only a couple of pages.
Yeah, my least favourite parts of the books are probably where they're talking about all the costume design and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's least interesting to me, but I'm sure your young female audience would appreciate it.
Yeah, but I think it also gives you. I think it makes you appreciate it more when you see it in the film because they never explain it in the film why people are dressed differently.
No.
They
true,
never
actually.
explain in the films either that each district is responsible for a material or a product,
particular thing,
and most of it's sent to the capital. They don't explain stuff like that
because, like, your people from the closer districts, the districts that are closer to the capital, they're more about the games themselves, aren't they? They train to be
they do
part
say
of
that
capital society,
isn't it? Districts 1 to 4,
something like that. And then the further out you go, it's more to do with like crops or industry or fishing or where Katniss is from. It's mining, coal mining. And then there's District 13 as well, which is wasteland.
Is there
wasteland?
Because they haven't said that yet.
No.
Well, we know if there is or not.
If you've read the books, you know what District 13 is.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of everything, like that's the thing that the capital points to as like if you rise up against us, we will nuke you.
Yeah, which
into the Stone
happened
Age.
to District 13.
Yes.
Yeah, because isn't it it's in Catching Fire that they actually allude to the fact there is a District 13. They don't mention it in the first book.
Yeah, I think you're probably
Or they
right.
might mention it in the first book. They don't mention it in the first film.
It's not a major plot point in the first book.
No.
It becomes a major plot point in the second.
Yes.
And then even more major in the third.
Yes.
But
slightly.
but yeah, so looking forward to that quite.
Yeah, it's the most I've looked forward to. And somebody actually put on Facebook yesterday, big film fan, she said that this is her first 10 out of 10 this year.
Wow, really?
Like, yeah, and that worries me.
Yeah.
Because I now know that and I'm kind of excited about it. And she said, fuck Silver Linings Playbook. This is her Jennifer Lawrence's Oscar-winning performance.
Oh, okay.
So,
see, I never got around to watching Silver Linings Playbook. I really wanted to. Really wanted to, but never did. We'll have to at some point.
It is very good. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, and she said this was fantastic. She said the first one, she was a bit about. She found it a bit strange and a bit odd. But the second one she thought was absolutely brilliant.
Right, okay.
Really well done. The thing is, the first one, if you don't read the books, if you've not read the books, then it will seem a bit strange. I think.
Maybe.
And I think the fact that now you've got the first book, she's now got the basis. She understands what's going on. Yeah. Even though she didn't, so she found it weird when she first watched it, but she now has an understanding of it. So the second one, she can enjoy more because she already knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So maybe you need the first one to enjoy the second one more.
Quite possibly, yeah. What I liked about the first film, actually, was the fact that they did a lot more of the behind-the-scenes stuff that you don't get
with
in the
Seneca
book.
Crane.
Yeah, because the book only is from Katniss's point of view.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You don't get all that stuff with the game's maker,
the game
Crane,
maker,
or President Snow.
Or the commentary on the parade.
Yeah.
Like where they're sort of talking about the...
Yeah, that's right. You only get
what the fuck's his name?
What Stanley
Tucci. What's his name? I
oh,
don't know, but
Jesus.
he's a major part in the interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't have the running commentary on the games. They don't have the running commentary on like the parades and things like that.
No, that's
but
right.
They've done that for the film because then they can explain more of what's going on.
True.
Yeah, it's I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm worried that I've now got my hopes up even more.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I always get that a little bit. I'm always slightly put off by films that are massively hyped.
Yeah, the thing I found strange about it as well is it's definitely a teen film, isn't it?
Well, I think honestly,
or the books. Although saying that the subject matter is really dark.
See, now people said that like the Hunger Games is comparable to
Battle Royale.
No. What the theme of Hunger Games is definitely like it's a watered down, kid friendly version of Battle Royale.
Yes,
but like the books were comparable to Twilight.
Yeah, that's the kind of age group I put it in as well.
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I've never read Twilight, and I've not seen the films, so I can't.
Unfortunately, have seen the films.
I can't really make the comparison.
Actually, watch the first film.
Yeah.
Then forget the rest.
Okay.
I think like the first film is the best.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting concept, and you do kind of go, "Oh, that's really quite cool." Don't worry about werewolves.
Right. Yeah.
They're not important.
No.
Like, yeah, and shiny vampires. It's another take on.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Why vampires can't go out in the daylight. It's just a different take on it. It's like was it Dracula 2000 and
oh yeah, Dracula 2000.
Dracula 2000. Yeah. Which I found really interesting. The twist on who Dracula was.
Twice, yeah.
The twist on who Dracula was really interesting. Yeah. Why does holy water burn him? Because he's Judas.
Yeah.
Dracula is Judas.
That's right.
He was cursed.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's a bit silly.
Fuck, I haven't seen that film in years.
Yeah. Spoiler, sorry.
It's one of them ones that is on Channel 4 at like 1 in the morning.
And I can't remember anything else about the film, but that one part made me go, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you got to accept some of the artistic license with regard to vampires. But like people don't worry. Well, people do worry about running zombies and intelligent zombies, actually, don't they?
Yes. Yeah.
So we can't actually say people don't worry about that. But it's an invented character.
Exactly. They're not real. They're fictitious.
Somebody wrote them.
Yeah.
So, you got to allow other people to rewrite them.
Exactly.
So sparkly vampires, yes, while it is a bit pissy and pansy, it's just a different take on vampires.
Yeah.
So as long as you can get your head around that, the first film is all right.
Go and cleanse your palate by watching 30 Days of Night if you don't like those vampires.
That's true.
Those vampires are proper vampires. I'll have to lend you that as well. There's
but so anyway, Twilight.
List of films.
So Hunger Games.
Yeah, but I don't think it does.
I think it's dark.
I think it's dark.
We rewatched it last night, Liz and I.
Yeah.
Oh, proper English there. Yeah, Liz and I. We rewatched it last night because Liz said to me, "What happened at the end of Hunger Games?" I was like, for fuck's sake, we're watching it.
Right, okay,
we're watching it now. And I was watching it, I was going, this is really dark.
Yeah, I think the thing is, you can take away from it different things depending on your age, I reckon. Because I think the kids see, like, other people around their age kind of being empowered, and it's quite exciting and exhilarating and all the rest of it. And yeah, it's a bit scary being taken away from your home and forced to fight.
Yeah.
But I think the way that it's portrayed, it's like, you know, it's quite exciting.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I think you see
an 11-year-old kid getting speared.
Not even that, but just it's the fact that the whole world watches this thing, and it's a massive reality TV thing, and it's kind of a little bit of a twisted mirror onto society in general. I'm gonna get a little bit deep.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've never gone that deep with it.
You think about like how reality TV is going, and like it's not. I'm not going to say that it's like Big Brother, but it's got that kind of element. People are gambling on the survival chances of each kid.
I suppose
it's become a sport. It's become a reality TV event.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. I think just the parallels between it and other kind of reality TV that's happened recently. It's kind of a mix of kind of Big Brother and those Japanese survival
fucking
game shows like
Ninja Warrior and fucking why can't we remember it?
No, I don't know.
The big one.
Yeah, Takeshi's Takeshi's
well, yeah,
Castle,
Takeshi's Castle is one of them. But it's not actually a Japanese one we're thinking of. There's the American version. There's the English version with Richard Hammond.
Fucking Wipeout.
Oh, not Wipeout. Is that not what you're thinking of?
No, I was thinking of the extreme Japanese ones where they stake them down to a beach while the tide's coming in, and the last one to kind of.
I've not actually seen those. I see the one where they put like people in baths of leeches and eels and things like that. It's probably the same one.
Well, you've got like there was one that I saw where they lock people in perspex cages on a beach in the Caribbean, and the last person to come out is the winner. But they're not allowed anything in there with them. It's like 40-degree heat outside,
and they're
perspex. And then what happens is as well they send in like scantily clad women to stand in front of them with glasses of ice water and stuff like that. Yeah, no, this is the thing. Like, and also that kind of fed into the battle royale thing. Battle royale is a massively extreme version of that.
Is that
kind
worth
of entertainment? Battle royale is really fucking good.
Okay.
And I like the second one as well. The second one's got a bit of a twist in that. In Battle Royale, it's teenagers from a school all against each other, and they've got these neck collars where if they go outside of certain zones, the neck collar holds bomb.
Nice.
So if they try to escape
like
the island,
prison. I'll fucking kick myself when you say the name of it. There's a prison. I can't remember even who's in it, but they're in a prison underground.
Oh,
and they've got the bomb and the explosive
Running
in their
Man.
chest.
No,
no, it's not either. It's actually a prison, isn't it? And they've got they step over a coloured line, they get blown up. Sorry.
Fuck.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I know exactly the one you're talking about. Logan's Run. No.
I'm not gonna.
Just naming 80s sci-fi films.
Yeah,
now.
but anyway, like that. But they've got a collar. With a bomb,
and it's all controlled again from a kind of central place where it's being beamed out to the world.
Yeah.
You know? But the second one's got a twist in that they have to work in pairs, and if one of the pairs dies, the other one gets their head blown off.
Wow. So just one of the two guys, the other one dies as well.
Yeah.
They have to be a pair.
They're really good, but obviously this is the Hunger Games is a slightly more watered down version of that.
But it's still a dark concept.
But yeah, I think you can find parallels between reality TV and this concept.
Yeah. I mean, at the minute, the reality TV at the minute, it's like even with Big Brother being locked in a house with like 12 other people, it's like going to have a psychological rather than physical effect on you.
Yeah,
so it would mess with
certainly.
your head.
Yeah. Whereas these people are probably all they're all just dealing with post-traumatic stress and all the rest of it
And
as
the
well.
other thing with Big Brother that, like, not so much nowadays because I don't think as many people watch it now.
Wouldn't have thought so.
But like the original series, you got to think when people weren't aware of it, like even the first Big Brother, when these people, unknown people, went into a house, lived in there, the person that was in there the longest, like the person who won it, like then comes out and is an instant celebrity.
Yeah. It must be weird.
So you're kind of out in the open, being a nobody. You go into captivity for like, I don't know, how was it, 20 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
And then you
Good
come out
4
and you're a
months.
celebrity in the world after being in captivity. That must be fucking mental.
Yeah,
I think that was the original concept. It was a psychological study, wasn't it?
Well, yeah,
The
it was
first
a
Big Brother.
social study into seeing how random strangers coped with being locked in a house together, which really, like, is
It's dark.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
fucked up.
Ben Elton wrote a book called I wanted to say Almost Famous, but it's not.
No.
It's something like that, and it's about that. And what happens is that there's a murder in the Big Brother house, but it's while all the cameras are down, so no one saw who did it.
Oh, okay.
It's quite interesting. Dead Famous. That's what.
Ah, dead famous, but everybody knows that Big Brother's always watching.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
did you watch that Channel 4 program?
No.
That was really good. Can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But it was the
Black
Big Brother.
Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah. Written by Charlie Brooker.
Yeah, and everyone who watches the reality show ends up becoming a zombie, basically,
yeah.
and flocking to the house where these people weren't zombies. It's like, that's just like an observation he's made that the people who watch
are
zombies. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that was really interesting. That was good and very, very gruesome.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah.
Yeah, I did see stuff like that.
But books.
Yeah, no, I know. We keep diving off into other things, but that's the point.
Yeah,
isn't
that was
it,
the point.
really?
Yeah, but we were saying the Hunger Games.
But this one, yeah, I'm looking forward to because it was like you were saying to me earlier on. It's the best of the 3 books, I think, or
Number 2, yeah.
More exciting of the
Yeah,
three. Because
yeah.
basically what happens is as Katniss and Peter go round on their Victor's tour
Yes.
of the other
Districts.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say precincts for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's that whole thing as well with District 11's in Uprising, but they put on a front because you saw that in the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
When
she does
with
the
Rue.
salute.
Yeah,
And
District 11 just fucking started rioting.
Yeah, that's right. And basically what happens is lots of people have seen that and it gains a bit of solidarity. So she becomes a bit of a...
Martyr.
Yeah, she becomes a kind of like Che Guevara style.
Yeah, she's the face of the
like a
rebellion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Rebellion because it's not quite revolution yet.
No.
So the president then decides for their 25th and the third 25th anniversary. It's the 75th Hunger Games, isn't it? Quarter Quell.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, so you're getting excited already.
And so he decides that all of the previous victors of the games are going to be
in the games
reaped for the Hunger Games this time. So you've got like it's not just a bunch of kids who've been ripped up away from their homes, it's people who've won and are battle hardened anyway.
Yeah, and the thing you need to remember as well is because in all the previous Hunger Games it was only one victor.
Yeah.
Whereas the last one, the 74th, there was 2, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was Peter and Katniss.
Yeah.
And there was only one victor from District 12, which is Haymitch.
That's right, yeah.
So there's only 3 from District 12 to pick from.
Yeah.
And,
And
obviously, star-crossed lovers
exactly
have to be
and that's the
chosen.
point, isn't it? Because
Yes.
President Snow knows that they're not really
It's not two-sided.
yeah, it's not a relationship, is it?
At all. It's put on for the cameras so this doesn't happen. But it did. But yeah, it's such a great
I really like him,
awesome
man.
story.
But like as I was saying to you at the before we started recording this, I don't know how they're going to do the third book.
There are two. The thing is, they're splitting it into 2, and in the book there are definitely 2.
I think there is a point
things.
in the third book where you could stop and do a second film, which is what they're going to do. But I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like the fact they're doing it.
It's become the standard, hasn't it, since Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Really? Because you had Harry Potter, then Twilight did it.
Yes. Now.
And now this.
Yes. Well, The Hobbit.
Oh yeah, no, sorry,
That's been split into
The
3.
Hobbit as well. Which really, I still think he could have done it in 2. I don't think he needed to do all the extra bits.
And like people say, they actually said it on a different version of Drunk Geek podcast.
That's true.
They could have split Lord of the Rings into 6.
Well, yeah.
If they're splitting The Hobbit into 3, they could have split Lord of the Rings into 6.
Now because The Hobbit is 3 films, it kind of makes the Lord of the Rings films look really tiny in comparison.
Yeah.
Like in their scope.
I mean, you just got to look at the difference in the books.
Yeah, exactly. You've got the books over there on the bookshelf.
Special ones like, actually something for the video this week.
Right.
But you actually got like, Lord of the Rings is like 3 or 4 times the size of The Hobbit.
Yeah.
And it's like, which, by the way, I've never read that one. I can't read Lord of the Rings.
It took me 2 goes. Like, I got a really nice, big, thick version, a bit like that, but shorter and leather bound.
It's probably that edition with the pictures.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, I don't have pictures. I don't
okay.
think no. But I started reading it when I was 16 or 17, and it took me months, and I got through to the Return of the King.
Yeah.
And it just went on and on and on.
A bit like films.
Yeah, and I just got a bit bored with it and put it down. And it took me until I was 22.
Wow.
And I forced myself from the beginning.
I think that's probably the age I tried to read it.
Yeah.
And I just can't do it. The Hobbit, I flew
tough.
through
The Hobbit is really easy and is a much lighter book in tone.
Yeah, I absolutely flew through The Hobbit.
Which is why the Hobbit films are lighter in tone than Lord of the Rings.
That's very true, yeah.
Because actually, you've got to take into account the time that J.R.R. Tolkien was writing these books. The Hobbit he wrote before the First World War.
Yes.
So everything was fine, British Empire, Britannia ruling the waves and all that.
Yeah. And then everything got a bit
and
darker
then
in the
when
world.
he started writing Lord of the Rings, the First World War was beginning as well. So there was this genuine fear that a dark force was taking over the world, and it influenced his writing.
Yeah.
And that is why Lord of the Rings is so much darker than The Hobbit and so much more difficult to get through, because it's just bleak.
It's bleak, and there's a lot of unnecessary
detail.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, I know I said the other week about the Audible thing that I listened to the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy.
Yeah.
I could not have read those books.
No, I can imagine. My mum has tried reading it, and I don't think she got past the first.
I listened to them
scene.
at work, so I was listening to 8-hour blocks, 8 hours a day, and it took me weeks to get through them.
Oh, right.
But it's a lot of descriptive text.
Is it?
Yeah, a lot of description. All I did was kind of went, let's just carry on with work then. Just switched off. And then when I spotted a word that kind of, I was like, right, I'll get back into that then.
Right.
It's a lot of when I want to say Baumgartner, but that's not his name. Whatever his name is, the lead guy, when he gets to the town that he's going to. Have you seen the film?
No.
Oh, okay. When he gets to the town that he's going to, there's just a lot of description of the town.
Right.
Like, it's a little road, there's a cafe on this side, there's a bookshop over here, all the windows are up about
kind
this
of
level,
building
and
a
the
world
roofs are like
you.
this, and there's a bridge over in the distance. I stopped at a coffee shop, and I had lit up another cigarette, and I had myself a coffee. It was a nice coffee, it was a nice dark, and it's just like, I don't care what your coffee tastes like.
Just get on with it.
Fucking hell. Yeah, it's a lot of, but very good stories, and I would suggest watching the film.
Yeah, I probably will at some point.
I've watched either the Swedish ones or the American ones. I think they're probably just as good.
They're effectively the same, except the Hollywood ones have got a bigger budget because the Swedish ones were made for TV.
Yeah, the Swedish ones are very... The good thing is, because they've taken this big book and they've cut it down, they're very, very different films, but they are both very good representations of the book.
Right.
I feel.
Okay.
Like, the Hollywood ones are more Hollywood.
Yeah.
But they include stuff that I really liked from the book that the Swedish ones left out.
Okay.
But the Swedish ones have also got stuff from the book that the American ones have left out. And I think in the American one, there's a relationship that the main guy has that's not in the Swedish one. But it's good that it's in the film, but it's also, it wasn't very integral to the story.
Right.
It wasn't important to the story, so they left it out of the Swedish one. Or it might be the opposite way round.
Right.
But it's just something extra there that leads him to his eventual goal, but it's not necessary, so they cut it out of one but left it in another one.
I see.
It's just really good. So
Kind of like a lot of the stuff they cut out of Lord of the Rings, because otherwise it would have been stupid.
Yeah.
Like Tom Bombadil.
But like you say, they could remake it and they could include loads of other stuff, and then
certainly.
and it'd be the same film, but it'd have a very different feel to it.
I wonder how long it will be before someone decides to remake Lord of the Rings.
It's the second incarnation, though, isn't it? They've done an animated version.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Who knows?
I just hope that Peter Jackson doesn't get his hands on the Dam Busters.
Oh, is that what he's trying to do?
Yeah,
Oh,
him and.
Actually, to be fair, I've never read.
It's
or
just
whatever.
it's a classic British film, and I don't think it needs to be remade.
I've not seen it.
Yeah. However, I heard that Stephen Fry's involved as well in the writing, so I have a little bit more hope for it.
Like the Stephen Fry aspect, don't like the Peter Jackson aspect.
Yeah. I just think it will be set in bloody New Zealand, and there'll be the Nazis will all look like orcs. Because you know how King Kong was set in New Zealand, and the island inhabitants all look like orcs.
Not seen.
They
King Kong
did.
either.
It's shit.
That
Don't
never
bother.
interested me.
Yeah, no, I went to the cinema to see it, and it knackered me out within about 45 minutes. There's this massive stampede of dinosaurs, and far too much was going on the screen.
Do you know, to be fair, actually, when I saw the trailer and I heard that there were dinosaurs in it, I was like, dinosaurs in King Kong? And then I heard, yes, dinosaurs in King Kong. I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Shows
the 19,
what I know. Classic monster horror,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Nah.
I know what King Kong looked like.
Gorilla.
But yeah, giant gorilla. But you know,
Yeah.
I don't know really.
No. The Peter Jackson one isn't worth it. It could have been half an hour shorter had they stopped doing all the slow motion, longing looks between the girl and the monkey.
Oh, really?
There were lots of
just staring at each other.
yeah. Oh, it was fucking rubbish.
How's Jack Black though?
He was good actually.
Good.
Yeah,
I like Jack Black.
I do too.
I want him to be
Yeah.
good in films. Actually,
Yeah.
I didn't like Nacho Libre. Speaking of Jack Black.
I went to the cinema to see that as well, and I had no idea what to make of it at all. I just
But then
couldn't-
I felt that about Napoleon Dynamite,
Yeah.
the first watch.
Yeah.
And then I watched Napoleon Dynamite again. I was like, that was brilliant. I really
Yeah.
liked it.
yeah, there are certain
And I've heard that about Anchorman as well. You don't like Anchorman at all?
not
do you?
anymore. I liked it, and then a person that I shared a house with at one point watched it all the time,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and it killed it for me. And people quoting it constantly.
Yeah. See, Liz loves Anchorman. I was like, I watched a bit. I really didn't get it. She's like, you need to watch it again.
It is funny. I do like it, but I can't watch it anymore.
No, I don't know. Anyway, that's
But
not.
you know, yeah, whatever. Fuck them.
But yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think this Goosebumps idea is really good.
yeah,
actually.
I like the idea of that.
Only because it gives me an excuse to read Goosebumps
Yeah,
again.
yeah, and they'll be really easy to read now as well. I would like to put out another set of. I think I mentioned it in a podcast. Another set of books that I really enjoy and read very, very quickly.
Yeah.
They're by a guy called Dan Wellington, and they're vampire books, and they're really fucking good. They're all different names. That's the thing. It's not like Twilight, Breaking Dawn, Twilight, blah. It's I think
Twilight,
the first one, blah blah.
There's vampires. Blah.
Yeah, exactly.
That reminds me, actually, watch Hotel Transylvania.
Oh yeah,
We watched that
yes,
the other-
yeah.
fucking
No, it was
brilliant.
good. I didn't even realise it was Ben.
Did you watch
Adam
it?
Sandler. Yeah, I went. to
Oh,
cinema
so that's
to
why you
see
know
it.
the blah.
Blah,
I don't do the blah.
I didn't even realise it was Adam Sandler, and that for me is the best kind of Adam Sandler film there is.
Yeah, when it's not Adam Sandler. Yeah. But no, Hotel Transylvania, we watched that the other week. Fucking
Yeah.
brilliant
The
film.
CeeLo
I really
Green
wasn't
as the
expecting
mummy,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it
No,
was.
no.
But yeah,
I
that
quite
was
enjoyed
brilliant.
that.
Yeah, so that was a Halloween film we watched with Chloe. So what can we watch for Halloween? So we watched Coraline and Hotel
Yeah.
Transylvania.
Ah, fair play. That's good.
Yeah.
Good couple of choices.
Yeah, because we watched Nightmare Before Christmas the week before. So, which is a
right.
Halloween film and a Christmas film.
Yeah.
So we can watch it again at Christmas. But yeah, so the book series was...
Well, they're not a series. Like I say, it's a series of 5 books, but they don't have a uniting name, so to speak. The first one's called 13 Bullets. The next one's called something about fangs. 32 Fangs.
But they're all
something.
like about the same group or
yeah.
the same people.
Yeah, it's the woman is called Laura Caxton.
Right.
And she is just some random field agent who gets taken under the wing of this guy who works for some non-specific government agency who goes around tackling vampires.
Right.
And it's just in a world where vampires exist. They just are.
Like True Blood.
Yeah. But they're scary vampires
yeah.
because they will drain all of the blood.
Oh,
out of
okay, yeah.
you.
Proper vampires.
Yeah, proper ones. Why is his name not coming up on Wikipedia? This sucks. But yeah, they're fuck. I should have done wait. I should have.
Well, no, because we didn't know we were going to do books until you got here.
So you got you got 13 Bullets is the first one.
Right.
The second one's called 99 Coffins.
Nice.
Then you got 23 Hours and Vampire Zero.
Right.
And they're really fucking good. They read like films. They're proper pulpy, nasty, gory, horrible things. Awesome. But also they're like Laura Caxton, the main character, is a lesbian as well.
Oh, okay.
And she's got this girlfriend and all the rest of it. And then she
doesn't get tips when she's at a restaurant.
When
she's waitressing.
No, she certainly doesn't.
Because the vampires don't agree with her lifestyle choices.
But the vampires in this are attracted to women especially.
Oh, okay.
On certain times of the month.
Oh, because of the blood.
It's just
nice.
like there's details in it. Do you know what I mean?
Which makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
It
but
does make sense.
Her girlfriend is an artist, and she uses a lot of her own menstrual blood in her art and stuff.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. It's like that, but they're really, really good.
Yeah.
And
no, I understand. Yeah.
They like. I know that the definition of a book is a page turner.
Yes.
But truly, these are page turners.
Yeah.
Like you just carry on and carry on. So yeah, I think easy to read books. You got Hunger Games on the one hand.
Yes, definitely.
And this, both starring strong female characters.
That's pretty cool. And
Both.
I've got one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a series. No, it is a series of books, but I've only read the one at the minute, which is an easy read, and it's a page turner. It was the most recent book I finished. I am reading The Shining at the minute, but like I say, it's in 20-minute blocks, and it's not a small book.
It's going to take a while.
It's not a small book, but there's one I read, and it's actually, I didn't realise until I was about halfway through this book, the author is actually a YouTube vlogger.
Really?
Which I did not realise, which is really weird. That it's,
for you, yeah.
It's very weird. But it's called The Fault in Our Stars by a man called John Green.
Okay.
There is a series, and it's about, or this one is about the girl. I don't know if the rest of them are about the same girl, but it's all along the same series. But this girl has got terminal cancer.
Right.
But it's not about her terminal cancer.
Okay.
It's about her living with terminal cancer, if that makes sense. But they're not concentrating on the cancer.
Right.
It's not a cancer book. It's a relationship.
No, she just happens to have
terminal cancer.
Yeah.
And, she's going to these meetings, which she hates going to. It is a very teen book. But that's what all easy reads are, I suppose.
I guess.
But it is a really good sort of thing, and she goes to this meeting and she meets this guy who's also got terminal cancer, and he starts being sort of her rock, and like she starts having a positive outlook on life rather than being negative about her cancer, and so she starts having positive, and it's about their relationship. And he's got terminal cancer and she's got terminal cancer.
I guess, yeah.
And she's already used her Make-A-Wish up. They don't call it Make-A-Wish, but they call it wishes. But she's using a Make-A-Wish up on Disney like all kids do. He's still got his wish, and he ends up using his wish for her to do what she wants to do. And it's a really, really good book.
Okay.
It's really nice. But yeah, The Fault in Our Stars.
The Fault in Our Stars.
That's a nice, easy, quick read.
Yeah.
Not for everyone, but I liked it.
I think we need to encourage reading.
Yeah, we've spoken about it before, and I really don't do it enough. And it's taken me too long to read The Shining. I'm about fucking 6 weeks in, and I'm just about halfway through.
Well, this is why we'll do a whole episode at some point in the future about Goosebumps.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they'll be very easy to read.
Yeah, we'll read about 5 of them in a week. One a day.
I like it.
I do like Goosebumps.
Yeah.
I really do. What's the other one I like? Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. Haunted Mask.
Yes. There was one about...
Night of the Living Dummy.
Yeah, that was terrifying. Terrifying.
Anyone who and there was Night of the Living Dummy 2 as well. Wasn't
Yeah, I
there?
think there was. Yeah, there was one about a
the
camera.
TV
The camera,
series.
click and say cheese and die.
Say Cheese and Die. Yes. But the TV
There
series
was a TV
as well.
series. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
on Netflix. You tried to get Chloe to watch
Oh, really?
it. But
It's on there, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, Goosebumps. So good. R.L. Stein. What is
R.L.
it with
Stein.
authors with their 2 initials on their surname?
I don't know. It's good though.
What have we got there? We got The Mummy. Oh, The Mummy. What was it called? Was it called The Mummy?
I don't know whether it was called The Mummy.
But yeah, that's... Oh.
I'm trying to look for
Yeah, the book
titles
list.
now, but there isn't one.
Oh, of course there isn't. Fuck's sake.
Typically.
That would be easy, wouldn't it?
Oh well, we'll
Yeah,
have
we
to
will do
search
it.
a few
We'll
out.
have to pick out 2 or 3 or whatever to read.
Yeah, and then we'll come back and talk about them because they were a big part of my
62
childhood.
books.
62. He must be so fucking minted.
Yeah.
Because they were part of the school's books program, weren't they? Like they would come round on.
They were in
the,
school libraries and
yeah,
things, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because I used to get them from the school library, secondary school as well.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's a thing for the future. That's a positive.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Goosebumps.
So yeah, cool. Let's go and see Catching Fire.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome.
And we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week. So for this week, that's been Anywhere But Here.
Yes.
I've been Tom.
I've been Ant.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheerio.